all right. All right, guys. Hey, Kenny B here from Cities and Suburbs. Welcome aboard. Okay, we are making our way to the calendar of spring, which is less than 30 days away, you guys. All right, it is Sunday, the 23rd of February. We're marching on to March, and don't kid yourself. Weather is in New England, and just because a calendar says it's, wow, it's spring. Around here, man, it's never. I can't figure out the weather at all. So I'll keep my long johns on, or handy, because it can change just like that. All right. So anyway, how did your city or town or municipality, pardon, do with the last snowstorm, ice storm from last week? Charlton, you guys did it okay. Route 20 was nice and clear, and I'm not sure how much of that road is actually state property. But Charlton, for the most part, did it good. Most of the small towns do it okay. Driving into Worcester, even 2 days after, it was a battle zone, man. I will have to say that after 300 years, 200 and what, since 1673 when Worcester was incorporated, can you get the gosh dang roads clear? I mean, the side streets were terrible. And with that, 16-degree temperatures didn't help. So as much as you can't control the temperature if you're a municipality, you're not struggling for funds. Okay, a lot of cities and towns, they rely on the federal funding, correct? Right? But you have to deploy the drivers. In Worcester, I know many folks, people that are independent contractors, and they say, I don't want to plow in Worcester. It's unsafe, and the money's not right. And so you have, the whole city can't employ, the city of Worcester can't employ, a person for Duxbury Street and McKinley Road and Oxford Street over by around Green Hill. It's just impossible. So if you live there, and you cross your fingers that it's going to be a okay winter. Now, even though snowfall was, the totals weren't there this year, but the ice and cold conditions were. And so curious, let me know how you guys, and wherever you reside and hang your hats and drive to, whether it's where you live or where you work. It was tough. It's tough. So anyway, BT Smokehouse. Oh my gosh. So BT Smokehouse right down here, over here in Sturbridge, the flagship restaurant, opened up an establishment, BT Smokehouse, on Park Ave, at the corner of Park Ave and Chandler Street, and it assumed the former location of D'Angelo's Subs. You guys remember D'Angelo's? I mean, I think they're kind of gone, but Subway, couldn't even compare. Subway's such a, anyway, you can go to Walmart and get a Subway sandwich. Anyway, that's, saying something. But BT Smokehouse did not make it in Worcester and is closing its doors next month, really quick. I mean, they were there like 4 or 5 years, but they had a car drive through the front door, and that just, everything set them back. But also too, you have to, as a small restaurant or any kind of business, when you try to expand into a new market, that's tough. Particularly in Worcester. Worcester is experimenting with all kinds of restaurants, and You got people swarming into Worcester, and let's try it, let's do this. We'll open up a restaurant, Mezcal on East Central Street, where the old Pub 99 was. Um, Everything changed after COVID. But the old Pub 99 is now Mezcal, was featured on Phantom Gourmet. So I met some people, they loved it. And first thing I asked them, how many people were in there? Well, it was kind of busy and stuff like that. I always look for volume, okay? And if you're marketing into new areas, particularly around food, all right? Food is so tough. And the restaurant business is so competitive. BT's in Worcester said, the spokesman said that the choke on supply lines, it was many factors, but financially, they weren't cutting it. And guess what, man? If you get the traffic in there, that's why we got the Regatta Deli guy on Lake Ave, which I don't write home about any of their subs. That's why they're still the rage, right? They got a brand, they got a name. So it takes a while to establish that. I would say to BTs, stay in Sturbridge, be strong in Sturbridge, because when you start reaching out to different areas and you fail, that doesn't hurt. That doesn't help your brand at all. So, however, they'll probably demolish, like Worcester does. They'll demolish that intersection and turn it into a parking lot for a dental office. Who knows? Stop and Shop on strike again. All right, stay away from those guys, man. They're union and they don't obviously have a good system to keep employees happy. So anyway, City Council, New Inn versus the rest. Council at New Inn, they, them, they, whoever. And I don't mean that insultingly. It gets friggin' crazy, man, trying to keep up with the bitching and complaining. And we have an ineffective Worcester City Council. Let's just say that. They're ineffective. I watch these council meetings and I have where I feel like, and it's pathetic because they do not, they're listening to 1% of the friggin' population. There are still people who do care about potholes, crime, things like that, and moving the city forward. I mean, this distraction, with Council Newen and the rest, which they have about 3 other city councils, 3 or 4, that are in their camp. But Council Newen is not going to show up for any meetings any longer. That's it. They're done. Okay? So yeah, that's really effective for me. Okay? We have the Worcester municipal elections coming up in November. Well, that's a long way away. So, a lot of sand between the toes until that happens. And just like with any election cycle, right? We all need a vacation and we need the sand in our toes, right? Because this stuff just gets too mired in interests that I believe are not yours. Are not yours. We have some things happening on the federal level with he, she, men, women sports, and it's really bled over and really, I believe, taking I'm not dismissing any issues, but I want my issues on the friggin' table too, right? We need good police protection, right? We need to be more personally responsible, guys, right? There's so many things that cities and suburbs need, but we get choked on. It's an us against them, a they against us, us against they. And it's not that way at all, really. But Worcester can't continue to function the way it is. I believe that what I've heard, there were a couple of city councils. We all know Jenny Piccolo is not going to run again. She's a one-termer. over there on the west side. She's done, and I'm calling her she because that's how she identifies. I believe Councilor Bill Russell, Mr. Real Estate guy looking out for the landlords, and he's done, and he is a he, and but the rest, the writing could be on the wall, maybe. There's a finger going to the wall to write it on the wall. But the city council in Worcester, man, you guys need a major overhaul. Because after Polar Park, we need the Worcester City Council to be strong. Have some balls. Other than that, we're going to a strong mayor, right? We got Christian King politicizing this whole thing with Councilor Nguyen, and we got people taking their corners, and there's no corner man. We're a city of about 200,000 people. 50% of us are renters. It's a low-income city. So can we keep our eye on the ball, people? Okay, let's look out for your constituents. Okay, and let's be fair and equal to everybody. I don't care. No, I do care. I do care. I do care if you're what gender and who you are. You're still you. You're a person, and we shouldn't get into this argument, right? This should be a nice collective community for everybody to be safe in, live in, have a good job in, be able to afford living here, in Worcester. All these developers swarming in like vultures, so we need representation, and we need our representation to chill, put their personal differences aside, and run the city. Okay, if you're an elected councilor to the city of Worcester, you belong to your constituents, and you should listen to them. I said them because there's many of them. That being said, guys, anyway, quick video, and I'll see you on the next time. And on the other side, like, subscribe, and comment. Always love it. Thanks again. Kenny B here, signing out.